Jean Hess. And I'm going to spotlight Trudy. Okay. And welcome back, everybody. Again, if you have any questions, comments, I'm sure we'll have a ton of them for Trudi Sissons during the presentation, please type them into chat with your name, and if you're referring to a particular image, the image, we'll be discussing them afterwards. And now I'm going to introduce Jean Hess, who's going to formally introduce Trudi Sissons. So you're on, Jean.
Hello. It's a real pleasure to be part of this group that's so creative. And I'm especially excited to introduce our speaker today, Trudi Sissons. Her work just inspires me, and it has inspired everybody who's seen it. And it's easy to think of words to praise her work. And some of the words I think of are innovative, beautiful, arresting, well-crafted, impeccable, abundant. She's very prolific. Trudy works digitally, which I think of as the cutting edge of collage. And it's very difficult to do, I'm sure. I haven't even tried. She excels at it, obviously. And you'll be able to see her work today and learn from her personally about her experience doing it. Trudy is a friend of CAA and a member. She lives and works in Alberta, Canada, and she has a lot of accomplishments, professional accomplishments that really, if I named them all, would still be here tonight. I'm going to tell you the categories of successes. She has worked in national juried shows, national invitation shows, at public museums, in schools, arts organizations, and this is in Canada as well as the US. She's also been with private galleries. Her work has received positive reviews, multiply, and her work has been mentioned in books. She can provide you with any references you might want to pursue learning more about her. And we will share her website address with you, so you can have a kind of a reprise of everything we do today, if you so choose. So I'm pleased to introduce Trudi Sissons.
Thanks, Jean. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Share screen. Let's see. Oh dear. Slideshow. I'm beginning it.
Hi. This presentation has many samples of the extensive work of Trudi Sissons. Trudy is here with us in the Zoom.
Louder, Barbara.
Difficulties in speaking.
Put up, do your own volume. I can't change this volume.
My narration has been recorded, so please put your questions in chat, indicating your name
Whoops, sorry.
and which image you are referring to, and Trudy will address your questions at the end. The first couple of slides have a lot of.
Oh, sorry.
As each year passes, I gain more distance from my old love affair with our material culture, and I am no longer surprised by the lack of fulfillment it offers to others. Instead, for me, joy finds its way through the act of creating and the sweet anticipation of never really knowing what final form my expression will take. That's where my passion lies, and why I am compelled to create. The process unfolds, and with a little bit of luck, my inner critic steps aside, replaced with juicy colors, glorious textures, new forms, compositions, ideas, and functions. True joy blossoms in the endless possibility each moment creates. My studio name, Two Dresses, was formed with exactly that in mind. It was my goal to live in a small cabin on the coast.
I don't see anything.
One to wear when the other was being washed. Simplicity and serenity. Creating art.
Barbara, we're seeing your,
Oh,
we're seeing your background screen. Are we supposed to be seeing something else?
oh, sorry. Let me start
This
this
is your
again.
desktop.
Yeah, because all we're getting,
Let me stop the share and redo it.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Let me see, screen share. Okay, are you seeing the,
now we're seeing an artist.
Yes, yes. Now
Okay.
that's good.
okay,
Okay, here we go.
Hi.
let's start.
This presentation has many samples of the extensive work of Trudi Sissons. Trudy is here with us in the Zoom, but due to difficulties in speaking, she has asked that I narrate the slideshow using her script. My narration has been recorded, so please put your questions in chat, indicating your name and which image you are referring to, and Trudy will address your questions at the end. The first couple of slides have a lot of narration, as is usual when speakers first start their presentations by describing themselves and their work. Then we will go on to the images. As each year passes, I gain more distance from my old love affair with our material culture, and I am no longer surprised by the lack of fulfillment it offers to others. Instead, for me, joy finds its way through the act of creating and the sweet anticipation of never really knowing what final form my expression will take. That's where my passion lies and why I am compelled to create. The process unfolds, and with a little bit of luck, my inner critic steps aside, replaced with juicy colors, glorious textures, new forms, compositions, ideas, and functions. True joy blossoms in the endless possibility each moment creates. My studio name, Two Dresses, was formed with exactly that in mind. It was my goal to live in a small cabin on the coast with two dresses, one to wear when the other was being washed. Simplicity and serenity. Creating art has always been a meditation for me. The first time I became aware of this, I was at home in 1996 when I was working with Drawing with the Right Side of Your Brain by Betty Edwards. The second, when I was working on a charcoal piece in a basement studio on campus. In both cases, hours and hours passed when I thought it had only been 30 minutes. In reality, 4 to 8 hours had passed. I felt absolutely refreshed and had a clarity of mind that was magical. The process of creating allows me to experience pure peace of mind. For Trudy, becoming an artist wasn't a choice. Rather, raised in a home where art was valued and where her own early attempts at making art were encouraged, it was only natural for her to pursue art at school and later at university. Due to family obligations, however, she had to leave university, and it was not until 17 years later that she had the opportunity to concentrate on her art practice. For Sissons, art is often a way to cope with or to back away from the variety of stressors in everyday life. A lot of her work is highly personal, but the personal narrative is not readily visible. Rather, the deeper meanings are shrouded in imagery, which aims to give people a taste of the stuff that isn't the norm. Some of the mysterious quality evident in Sissons' work derives from just who she is as a person. As articulated by the artist, If anything describes what I like to do, it's that I'm imaginative and fanciful and often return to memories of my wonderful childhood or reflect on popular songs I listened to as a teen. In approximately 2009, Trudy came upon an inkjet product made by Avery that she could use to take her digital art and print it onto cloth. This began a process she engaged in for several years. On the left side, digital image. On the right side, cloth with embroidery, hand stitching, ephemera, and beading, printed onto cloth with the Avery printable cloth sheets. This was exhibited at the Surface and Design Textile Guild in Lethbridge, approximately 2010. Here are close-ups of sewing and the beads applied. This is a close-up of a sample of digital image transferred to paper, sewn, and beaded. Here's a postcard that was featured in Cloth, Paper, Scissors magazine. Joy. Mail art refers to the fact that it looks like an envelope with a stamp.
This isn't cloth.
Can't hear anything.
Yeah, Barbara, the narrative seems to have stopped about 4 images back. Barbara, can you hear me?
She's muted.
Yeah, I can hear you. My speakers are still up. Oh, I know what, I think it was my phone ringing that may have stopped. No, I don't know. Let me go back a few slides. And did you get the narrative here? On this one?
Yes,
That's-
yes,
This one?
we got it there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. Yep.
Stopped right there. This one, did we get a little bit of a narrative on that one, I think, and then the next one, no.
Okay, let me start it from here and see if.
No, actually, I think we did get the stamp, the one that
Yeah,
looked like the
the
envelope
postcard
and then it kind
That
of
was
Yeah.
stopped.
featured in
Yes.
Cloth,
We did.
Paper, Scissors
Yeah.
magazine.
Right.
Are you hearing it now?
Yes,
Good.
we're hearing you.
Joy.
We're not hearing your narrative.
Yes, we did. We heard that
We
one.
saw this one, but
But are you hearing the narrative on it now?
Mail art refers to the fact that it looks like an envelope with a stamp.
Yeah, we heard
we
that.
heard that.
Right.
I think she's just pausing so that we can
Here
look
is the
at.
needle case. Cloth, paper, scissors, magazine tutorial. One of 3 images.
Oh, 1 of 3, okay.
We're not moving.
Not moving. Yeah.
And here's the 3rd image.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let me pause this for a moment. The problem is that anytime I do
Trudy was
anything,
contacted by a fashion
stops.
designer.
Now it's good. Now it's going.
We're good.
Who lived in Dubai and was hired to make a pattern based on a piece of art Trudy had posted on her blog, as well as a repeat print and a swing tag. Once completed, the artwork was then sent to India and transferred onto silk. It was called the Nirvana Collection for Spring-Summer 2011. The following are a few photographs of this project. Here's artwork for the Sartori project. Here's the swing tag. That's what's attached to a garment either at the waistband or armpit, usually accompanied by a price tag. Here's the initial art made with a repeat for the fabric.
Wow.
Beautiful.
And here's the final repeat for the print, ready to print onto silk. Here are some final images for Sartori.
Wow.
Again, as a result of the mixed media projects on her blog, Trudy was contacted by Ann Gerbic, who worked for a company out of Florida that owned a product, Craft Attitude, and invited her to work on its launch at the International Craft and Hobby Trade Show in LA, as well as a consultant for the brand. The theme for the show was Around the World in 80 Days. The company wanted to tap into the fine art market as a way of gaining part of that market share. It had had a history of only being sold to the craft market. Essentially, the Craft Attitude product was a transferable inkjet film that had the result that many artists tried to achieve with other methods of transfers. Unfortunately, they were unable to attract vendors and shut down the production for small use applications. It is still sold in large sheets for the architectural and furniture market. Here's a photo of the booth in LA.
Lovely.
Here's some of the artwork at the trade show booth.
Barbara, it went silent again. Is it supposed to?
Did someone say something?
Yeah, I did. There's been no narration for the last about 4 images.
Okay, let me start again. I don't know why this is. About here starting?
Yeah, right after that.
Okay, let me know if you're hearing the narration.
Okay.
Here's some of the artwork at the trade show booth.
Yes, we heard that.
Okay.
And here's a close-up of the artwork at that trade show booth.
Now we can hear.
Now we can hear.
Here are 8 24 by 24 canvases that Trudy completed for each of the 8 countries in around the world in 80 days.
Wow.
Here are some more uses of the product. This is artwork that was published in Insight, Dreams Realized, the best of mixed media. For this and the next several slides, the process of applying the product on a 6 by 6 by 2 wood cradle.
What do you mean by product?
Put it in the chat.
Here's what the film looks like before it's applied. These are images from a tutorial on making a handbag. And shoes. The next 2 slides are additional examples of the product. This one is the female version. And here's the male version. These are images of a mixed media art box. Notice the layers with the final image of the figure being placed over the top. Here's an example of the texture that was achieved.
Ooh.
These are images of a mixed media art box. Here are some chunky ATCs, that is artist trading cards. The final series here is current and past digital work. This image shown earlier represents Trudy's philosophy toward making art and shows a logo of a little girl, the silhouette. Trudy uses sometimes hidden within her art to remind her of the memory or feeling evoked when creating that particular art. Coming Up Roses. This was exhibited at CAA's recent online exhibition, Parallel Dimensions. Note that the dimensions are not shown for digital work here, as they can be printed in various sizes. Down the rabbit hole, a feeling Trudy can relate to as she tunes into her creativity. One, that feeling you get when you're out for a walk and the separation between you and nature disappears. Memories of Haley. Monkey mind, the startup phase of creating, also happens before the work is finished. Untitled. Mom, memories of bird watching with mom. Looking glass self, a theory developed by Charles Cooley of how we develop our self-image by reflecting on how others see us. Also known as, quote, do these pants make my butt look fat? My favorite things. This is Trudy's Facebook header. Two-faced, speaks for itself. Colorful, the opposite of colorblind.
Barbara, you've gone silent again. Back about 2 images, I think.
Carol, did you get Dali with sound?
No,
Okay.
but we recognized him.
Okay.
Right.
Have no idea why that's happening.
Dali.
There it is.
Okay.
Wow.
Neurons and synapses. My protector. Channeling Kandinsky. Pansies from the garden. This is a photograph Trudy took of her pansies during the summer of 2020, which formed the background of the next piece.
Ooh. Ooh.
Iris, one of 5 postcards available on Trudy's website, www.trudisissons.com. The Alchemist, based on the series called A Discovery of Witches. Bone Collector. Madonna Renaissance branding. Anticipation. The Archetype Chopra, based on a weekend workshop Trudy took with Deepak Chopra. He said he was able to be in 2 places at once. Trudy was always fascinated with this claim and remembers sitting across from him at lunch and wondering if he was really there. Hear the Ocean, based on a fond childhood memory of her parents telling her, if you listen to a shell, you could hear the ocean. This puzzled her, and she would lay awake as a child wondering how it worked. The Secret Garden, author Frances Burnett, 1911, Trudy's favorite childhood book. Child's work, the hard work of play. The Olympics. Trudy created this during the 2021 Olympics.
Great.
Channeling Gustav. Mary Oliver quote, "Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your wild and precious life?" Miss Cecilia dreaming. Vulnerable. Trudy participates in all LGBTQ+ art projects. Her daughter, who was a lesbian, died in 2014. Khalil Gibran quote, "Forget not that the earth delights to feel your bare feet and the winds long to play with your hair." Italy. See the logo within this piece. The girl with her arms outstretched on the left side down toward the middle. Identity confused or gender confusion. introvert, self-portrait. For 6 years, Trudy worked for several designers who provided copyright-free ping files. Trudy developed digital art, which was specific to approximately 15 to 20 images and posted in various websites as advertising. In return,
Oh, you lost you in return.
Was it just on this slide?
Yes, right in the middle.
Okay, we'll start it again. From current slide.
for 6 years, Trudy worked for several designers who provided copyright-free ping files. Trudy developed digital art, which was specific to approximately 15 to 20 images and posted in various websites as advertising. In return, Trudy was given all of the ping images for free. As a result, Trudy has a vault containing approximately 100,000 copyright-free images she accesses regularly. The work to follow are a few samples of this work. The dates are not available, but span the period of 2008 to 2014. Her handle at that time was Two Dresses Studio.
Gone quiet again.
These are not narrated. These are not narrated.
This was the group that were,
Yeah.
You're muted, Barbara.
Okay, I was not able to follow the chat because whenever I touched anything, the sound went off, even though it went off, even if I didn't touch anything. So does someone keeping track of chat?
Yes,
And
and
Trudy
it looks
did
like Trudy did
answer-
too, to some
Yeah.
degree.
Some of
Yes,
them,
she-
yeah.
Trudy was answering quite a few things as she went along, but
Yeah,
Not all.
Okay, let's see. Okay, that was answered. Beautiful. Where do you source your images of people?
Yeah, that's the first one I saw too.
Yeah.
That's a hard question to answer. The ones that I have, the majority of them are from the designers that gave me their images that were copyright free when I designed for them. Excuse me. I should say hi to everyone. Hello.
hi Trudy.
So that's where most of them are from. Others are, I follow the copyright rule that you can't print anything unless it was before 1920. But then I also use magazine pictures. A lot of Renaissance women. Does that answer the question? It's a good question. I think I'm always looking for people that are pictures that are taken from the behind, someone walking away, and those are hard to find.
Trudy, when you say you use magazine pictures, do you scan them and then use a digital?
Well, usually I take a photo with
photo.
my iPhone.
Okay.
Yeah. It's tricky though. It really is. Because someone took that photograph. So I also want to make sure that I respect that artist and that I'm just using a little bit or, some of that one and some of the other. So I try, well, obviously I don't ever want to look like I've copied art and photography is just the same, right?
There's a question.
Hi, Sean.
What does she mean by applying the product? I think it was that film product. You mentioned what it was, but you might mention it again.
It was a transparent, translucent product that was attached to a subsurface that would go through my printer. And they gave me huge sheets. So I could print 18 inches wide. And then you peel it off the substrate and attach it to the paper that you've collaged underneath. There's also, I think Mylar works the same way. Does anybody there know how they attach Mylar?
I've used just plastic sheets and glued them on, but it's not really Mylar. They're the thicker sheets that go through the printer.
So same idea though.
Yeah. Now, is that the craft attitude?
Yeah, I wish it was available.
I think I saw something like that on Amazon. I want to check.
I used to use transparency film a lot.
Yeah.
So did I, yeah.
With a tooth on the back, but you can't really apply medium on it because unless you
Smudges.
seal it somehow, so it becomes kind of difficult. But so sometimes I would just stitch it over something.
I'm going to share my screen and show something I'm seeing on Amazon, Trudy, and ask if this is like what you're talking about. Is that it? 8.5
Yes,
by 11
yeah.
sheets. So I guess
That's-
it is available.
Is it?
Well,
Or
I don't see a
out of
price
stock?
for it. See all buying options.
Currently
The
unavailable.
unavailable, sorry.
Yeah, I actually phoned the old product manager. I think she's actually lives there in California. And she said no,
Oh,
that they, I asked her if there was any way there was some in a warehouse or, trying to find it for other people. And she didn't actually get back to me, but I took that as a no.
Do you ever use organza, printable organza?
Yeah, I have used that years and years ago, but I didn't. Oh, okay. And it prints, right? You put
Yes,
it
it
through your.
does.
If you
Yeah.
peel the paper, you peel it off.
Mhm. It has a substrate on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
use that a lot
but
still.
the image is so light in it that it's hard for that image to show up when you use it in a collage.
okay. I would love to hear how she goes about creating the digital images.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, please.
Do you use Photoshop by
That would be a
chance?
whole course. A
Yeah.
semester.
And how long
A
does it
semester of
take
that.
you? Oh, my goodness.
I don't use Photoshop. I use something more basic than that. It's called Microsoft Digital Imaging Software, which is a program that they discontinued in 2006. I tried to learn Photoshop, but I couldn't. I tried with a girlfriend in San Diego, and I was not the right-handed or left. I'm normally left-handed, but I'm right-handed with my mouse. And she had a like a pencil, a Wacom, W-A-C-O-M.
Mhm.
And so I was left-handed from drawing, but I couldn't translate. My brain wouldn't translate how to apply the pencil to the Photoshop. So I just never could do it.
So
I
in
think-
your, excuse me, finish up. Sorry.
Well, no, sorry. I think that you can still buy Microsoft Digital Image, sometimes on eBay. And, I recently just had to buy a new computer, and I wouldn't buy one until I was sure that I could put my software on it. So it's starting to get obsolete. I think it was made for Internet Explorer, which is at the same time, maybe Windows
Mhm.
10, no, Windows 7 was started.
Yeah.
So
But you do work in layers on your image?
yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes one too many and everything crashes. There never can be enough layers.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful work.
Amazing work, amazing.
Thank you.
So much.
We're
And
all
then-
fans.
Yes. Any
Yeah.
more questions for her?
I'm looking through them now. What medium is being used? Is it collage on paper initially?
I think she was meaning that the first part about the cloth, that it was just digital media printed onto cloth.
Hmm.
Rubber stamps, yes, I do. And sometimes I take pictures of the stamp and I rubber stamp with my mouse. Anything I can use the other way too, because it's number one, it's less expensive and it's handy.
Okay,
And all of my rubber stamp ink always dried out. Every time I went to use one, I'd left something open.
Okay.
Same is true with paint.
One of the questions is how large are these? The digitals can be any size, right?
Yeah.
I think that was Sylvia. Were you talking about
Yeah.
the?
Well, there was
Most-
just that last group, I think I was thinking of that last, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If they were digital, they're digital, so I know it's every size.
If they're 5 by 7, they usually go up to 10 by 14 easily. And after that size, I take them to a printer. And most of the time it's okay to do double that. So what's that? 20 by 48? No, 7 times 4. 10 by 28, 20 by 46 are pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a question. What about Duralar film?
Ah, I've heard of that. So that's probably the closest thing to craft attitude, but I've never tried it.
Okay, rubber stamps. And then a final question. Did you work in traditional collage first? And what made you shift to digital?
Yeah, thanks for the question. I did start initially doing cut and paste. And I like pushing buttons and I hate getting my hands sticky. I was always up to my elbows in glue and forget the table. It was just, I had to scrub it, and this is just far more convenient and I can do it anywhere, even on the plane.
Okay, I guess that's the end of our questions. So Sylvia?
Well, this was wonderful, Trudy. So appreciative of your presentation. And I also want to tell Barbara, thank you from all of us for helping Trudy through getting this organized and narrating for her. Trudy, it was spectacular. Your work is so phenomenal, and we just love you and love your work so much.
I wanted to thank Barbara too. I mean, I can't. She was so helpful, and I tried to present myself. You could maybe hear it right now that the words don't always come out. Barbara, you're just an angel. Thank you.
Thank you, Trudy. I'm sorry for the glitches. I have no idea why the sound cut out. It never did that, just playing for me, but the digital world.
It's a new world and stuff happens, you know, and better word than stuff. Anyway.
Right.
We know that word.
I want to, before we end our meeting, I want to ask everyone if there's any questions or comments regarding collage artists, you know, CAA, or for board members. If any of you with us today would have any questions, please put them up now or put your name in chat. And if not, let's see, should we go back to the group?
Yeah, I don't see any more.
Nothing.
No, but you're welcome, Melinda.
Oh, yes. Oh, from, yes, De Feliciano. Thank you for joining us today. Okay, well, I guess that concludes our meeting. We had a wonderful meeting. I hope everybody enjoyed it. And I enjoyed seeing everybody here today. And Trudy, thank you once more time because we love you. And
Well, thank you. It's a privilege and it's real, I'm really appreciative and I'm really blessed that you had me. I feel really lucky, and it's wonderful to get to know all of you.
thanks.
And no one's making fun
Thank
of
you.
my voice as far as a Canadian accent yet.
I didn't even think of it.
I didn't even notice.
Western Canada is not quite so much.
There was just a note, a chat from SB Harper. She's also a relatively new member, so I don't know if she would like to say something before we go.
Hello, everybody. Sorry I had to tune in a little late.
Hi,
I'm very excited to join the group. I can't wait to hopefully meet you in person at some of our events. I'm in Los Angeles and I'm an ecocentric artist. I do painting and sculpture and a collage. And my grandfather was a diamond cutter and I just like abstract geometrics, and they sort of center around a gem. I'll just show you one thing really quick so you can kind of remember. 1 second, I'll get it and put it up in front. I wasn't expecting to see this.
Can I just say real quick, Trudy?
There's a
I think I'd
rabbit
have to
hole.
be 200 years old to do as much work as you've done.
I can't believe it. That's another thing.
Thank you.
Every day,
Just
she puts up 3 or 4 things. It's incredible.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
It's a collage.
yeah. Hold on, SB's coming back.
All recycled. It's my, my old map from the car, my mom's wrapping papers. I'm ecocentric, all recycled. Thanks, guys. I look forward to getting more involved.
Oh, good. Thanks for joining us.
Sure.
Okay. Anybody else have anything
cool.
we would need to like to say? Okay. Okay. Shall we
Bye.
do we have an open chat or not, Barbara?
Yeah, we can. I will stop the recording now and